I'm here in Borden Carlton with Ron MacDougall, who's the founder, owner, and CEO of MacDougall Steel, and it's gotten to be quite an operation. Ron, when did you start in this?
1998, we started with me and that Dave Clark and one truck, a rented truck, and began to work slowly. And we started off working actually as a subcontractor for Skierman's.
And over those 18 years, you've gotten how many employees would you have today?
I'd say we have about 104 to 108. I'd have to go and check, but we were at the height of the economy a year and a half ago at 204, and we expect to grow back to much greater than that in hopefully the near future.
And when you speak about the height of the economy, you're speaking in particular about the Western oil and gas economy, are you?
That's right. But we have launched into the United States quite heavily, into New York City and into Boston area, and the eastern seaboard of the United States, and we are finding significant amounts of fabrication. Although we cannot send people to work in the United States, at least the fabrication facility is full.
And you were telling me about, even within the past few days, landing some nice work down the eastern seaboard.
That's right. We just landed 1,000 ton for January and February, and probably another 1,000 ton March and April. And we received 2 buildings in Boston last night, and I'm not sure the tonnage, but it's all work that goes through our shop. And we are now bidding on a couple major projects in the west at Fort McMurray, and a major one at Baker Lake, a big mine up in the northwest, in Nunavut. So there's lots of activity. We just need to be sharp, work hard, and be competitive.
And what would you call your competitive advantage?
Our competitive advantage right now is our people, and that the company has spent most of its profit on building a company with the latest technology and putting in the procedures that we need to have to grow properly and controlled, so that we don't get too far out ahead of ourselves, and that our accounting and our costing are accurate, so that we can see the data that we need to grow. And so that is one of the main functions of our accounting department, is to keep us safe.
Indeed. I was through your through your shops, and very impressed by the discipline and the talent that you can see just walking through. You've got some great people.
Yes, we invest heavily in training. We have our own welding school. We also have our own erection facility to teach erection, and we use the facility outside also to teach detailing, as it has all the different kinds of connections within that structure. And so teaching and growing your employees is the only way for success.
I expect many Prince Edward Islanders would be impressed to have a sense of the scale of your payroll. Do you have a number of what that would be when things were at their peak?
Well, I know at the very peak we were doing $360,000 a week in payroll, and that is when you really need to control your cash flow, because so much money is coming out. You need to make sure you're paid on time, and that's one thing about the West that was always good. Is working for these big oil companies, you could pretty well be assured that your check was going to be on time. So that allowed us to grow. But obviously, cash flow, when you're growing, is a problem, and you need to really control it.
And your own background in business, did you sort of have this in you, or where do you suppose that sort of has come from?
Well, I worked for a man named Harry O. He was a very intelligent man. I had to really work hard for him, and I had to learn how to think. That is one of the things I learned, because I didn't have any equipment, and so I had to think and solve problems on my own, and that helped me to learn how to really do the work of the business. As far as the business experience, I had very little, and there was a lot of growing pains there. I had never really bid any jobs, although I had detailed and manufactured and installed structural steel. As far as bidding, I didn't know anything about that. So, but over time, I just grew slowly and I learned from my mistakes. And we encourage employees that if you make a mistake, that's not a big issue. The issue is did you learn from it and don't make that mistake again. And I've had to learn that, and through my life, I've gone through lots of hard experiences at work, trying to solve things and do things on my own, but it only made me a better employer as I changed things for my own company and made their lives better than I had them.
And this is in the truest sense a family business, and you treat the whole thing like family.
I do. I care about each one. Obviously, there's limits to what a company can do, but if someone's sick here, we take care of them. If there's some kind of financial problem and they come and discuss it, we try and lend them a hand or do whatever we can do. But mostly we're big on families, and we want the people out west, if they have a problem with their family, we fly them home immediately. Family means everything. It's their family. We want them to grow. We want their family to grow up here and stay here. And we have very few people that quit at MacDougall Steel because we care about people here.
That's great. And Ron, one final question, because it's so central to what you're doing for the total PEI economy in terms of putting the island on the map and bringing in dollars from outside the province. What percentage of your total volume would be done outside of Prince Edward Island?
99% of our work is done outside of PEI. And our volume this year, our year end is in March, the end of March, and we are targeting to do 30-some million this year. We did 44 last year, but we're not going to hit those markets because obviously the West is very slow and we don't have the erection company working so hard. But we have kept all the major people on, and we are finding other jobs for them to do, and we are ready to go back the minute the opportunity comes back. And we put in procedures and safety protocols to make us the most competitive out there.
Great. Well, I want to thank you for what you're doing for our province. It's big, and for your success in business, and congratulations.
Well, I will say this, without the help from the province and without their wisdom, we never would have what we have today. And so we are very grateful to the province. We're grateful for the encouragement. We're also grateful for the things that have been said about our company. And we are proud of Prince Edward Island. And I don't know if you saw the pictures I sent some to Richard Brown of flags on a building. We're the first building, that new building to be put up in Fort McMurray was built by MacDougall Steel.
Great.
So we're very proud of that.
Well, with good reason. Well, thanks for the chance to talk today.
Thank you very much.
Good.